Welcome back, traders. How are we doing today? Welcome back to another video, which we're going to be covering Gamestop, ticker symbol GME, and there are some beautiful things to go over. I mean, just look at it. Just look at the move. Just look at the stupidness. And shout out to all the bears on this stock that helped create the short volumes that we could squeeze them out. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Come back and I'll see you next earnings. Gamestop with a beautiful, beautiful gap up and a test of that bottom low side of the gap fill, just like we talked about. You could not have a more pitch perfect test of that gap fill before we see momentum catch up, and then we go. Now, what could you see beforehand? You could fill this gap at 23.63. I'd kind of prefer if you did. Now, that would make the daily candle look even more disgusting than it already is. I wouldn't like that too much. I'd like for us to close above 24.54, which is the 200-day EMA. That results in you not closing out this gap. I anticipate you would at some time in the future then. That would be my biggest worry about on GameStop. But we're not here to talk about the worries. Just look. Look at the chart. Look at the stupidness. Look at what retail traders have happening right now. I mean, you just went through this agonizing range in price in which you found a breakout into earnings, probably some of the best earnings GameStop has ever given, at least in the last 10 years. Profits soar, revenue soar, a double beat on earnings. Are you freaking kidding me? And so now you have the 9-day EMA about to cross above the 50. Now let's go back and see the last time it's done that, right? It did it right here when you saw a 22% move to the downside. Let's see when you crossed up. You did it here. And what did you do from there on? Saw it right there. You saw a 40% move. Now, these are lagging. These are reactionary things that happen. But typically, right, that is a very bullish sign in which bots, trading bots, AI, people too, I'm looking at it, right, will watch for these things to happen. And then they will use that as a bullish flip. That indicates that the short-term trend is much stronger than the medium trend, right? And that you will be going higher. Now, like I said, you would not fill this gap fill. You could do it today. You could not. But regardless, guys, you have the breakout of this bullish flag pattern, right? In which if I wanted to get the price target, I did not zoom out enough for that. If you wanted to get the price target, you would zoom out here, take the pole, put it on top of the flag. And now that you've seen that breakout, you could anticipate that we would have some kind of insane volatility up to $40 first to confirm the breakout. And these last three highs up to this $40 zone, high, looking within this trading channel, right? I would anticipate that we go up to this $38 to $40 zone. You then have topside resistance at 50 because of the fact that you take the all-time high to the June high to then what would be this peak. That would be a potential stopping sign. And then my personal target on GameStop would be the all-time highest gap fill that you made in 2021. And I don't think that that's out of the picture yet. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Holy Toledo, come on, let's go. This was your gap fill that you made right here in price. And you have filled every single technical landmark except for the three that lie above you and the one you just created from earnings. Now let's go all the way back. What are those three? You have a $73 gap fill like we just talked about. You have a $30 gap fill above you from last earnings. You have a $28 gap fill above you from earnings. And we just tapped the bottom side of that gap fill. Now, we talked about break 25, guys. Break and close and hold with strength on 25. And you look to Thanos snap a lot of these shorts. Because just as fast as you went from 22 up to 25, you will go from 25 up to 30. It just happens like that within these dead pockets of price action in which the price looks to fill this gap once it gets into it. And the best sign, the most bullish sign on GameStop is you have not just the 9-day EMA crossing above the 50, you have the 50 turning direction. And now that the 50 is beginning to curl up, and if you hold price up here, you will look to have a golden cross on the daily EMA for the first time. For the first time in forever. For the first time since back here. I don't have to tell you that that's bullish, guys. That is insane. And so I'm really looking forward to what this stock has in it going into this week and the end thereof. Tap, I would anticipate some kind of reactionary move up here, maybe bounce off 30 and then go. But beyond just the chart, what the picture looks like, we know we broke out of the bull flag, but look at that. Look at that. You have a weekly MACD cross happening as we speak. You're above the 50-day weekly EMA, which you rejected pretty harshly back here, with just a beautiful candle up 10% of the week so far. We're only at Wednesday, and you're about to get that weekly MACD cross. I'm sure if I go into GameStop on the weekly, the RSI is doing something, and look at that, guys. I mean, it just never fails. It never fails to amaze me. We talked about on Friday the fact that you were literally kissing the RSI band on the weekly time frame, and what you did the last couple times you did that, right? Back here, you climbed 60%. Back here, you climbed 70%. And now you've just crossed this weekly RSI band and have broken out of this bull flag pennant at the same exact time. And now that you are testing this gap fill with strength, crossing this, I do believe you're going to see that full price target at least to $30. And we'll have to watch what the stock does once you fill those gaps. Could it V-line? Of course it can. I would be very sad to see that. Right? Could it just... Anything's possible. And I'm not ruling anything out. It's not financial advice. Anything's possible. Do I think it's likely? Not at all, guys. I really love what Ryan Cohen's done with this stock. Revenue rose 22%. That's absurd. And so you can really see GameStop going after not just the collectibles market, but cutting costs and expanding their bottom line. Profitability for this company has almost never been better. They're invested in Bitcoin. They're seeing the revenue from that, right? There's so much to love. But let's get past this into 30, and that's where a big chunk of resistance lies. And let's see what the stock does then. Regardless, this is a huge win for myself, retail investors. And I just want to say thank you guys, because you guys are some cool cats. I don't think there's another trading group like y'all. And I don't think that there's another foundation or another base that's as good as the retail investors. The same people that got me into the stock market in 2020 with AMC, and it's just like a family, and it's pretty special. That's what I want to bring back. I know that the retail revolution is coming back because I know things like the quarterly chart are going to flip. You're going to have this cross, and GameStop's going to go crazy. I know Where's Neo? There we go. I know Neo eventually, although it may look doom and gloom, is going to cross on the quarterly chart. And you're going to be somewhere to 10 to 20. I don't know about 100. I know you all have been saying Neo 100. Maybe. I'm not going to say no, but that's very ambitious. But I know that those things are going to come back. And as the cycle into risk on assets comes back, you'll see things like the Fed cut rates. You'll see things like the U.S. printing money and expanding the debt. That is just how these money cycles work. So I wanted to make sure to say, make sure, guys, slap the subscribe button. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Cheers. Cheers to the amazing GameStop win. And I believe it's just the beginning. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to slap the subscribe button and slap the like button. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. God bless to you and your families. And peace. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Woo!